Good morning, YouTube friends and family. I'm a survivor and thriver here. Guys, it would be remiss of me to not share what my family and I are doing this season. So I wanted to share some very important information with you guys. Maybe some things you haven't even considered. These are my plantings for this year. I'm doing a bunch of different veggies and fruit this year, mostly veggies. And as you can see, I have my seed starting system set up here outside because we get lots of sun and heat. So having an indoor plant seeding operation would just be wasteful of money and time for me. So here I am doing a simple setup here, and as you can see, things are growing nicely. We have our collard greens over there. We have okra, kale, red peppers, hot peppers, you name it. I got it in this little tin here, as well as over here in these little containers here. They're just 98-cent plastic containers that I got from Lowe's and Home Depot with a lid, and I cut out a hole in there, put a Ziploc bag in here, and this is all the heat that you would need for your plantings. As you can see, these have sprouted up. So my technique here is very efficient, and I thought I'd share that with you guys. And the guy I got the idea from, I will share the link in the show more section. And you know, he has a bunch of good videos. Even though I'm not with using the synthetic fertilizer that he uses, I will strictly use vermicomposting for my fertilizer, and fertilizer from the weeds in the yards and that type of thing. So that's what I'm sharing there. And something that I also wanted to share with you guys is this. In an emergency type of situation, procuring meat for your family will be a challenge, because you know, everybody and their mom is going to be out there trying to procure meat through hunting techniques. But I have found that the best technique to use if you're procuring meat is by using traps. And as you can see, we're preparing some traps here. These are number 11 Sneaky Creek. I'm sure I'm messing up the name, but I will share the link of the information where I bought these from, and give you, so you can see what they are, and you can make a decision for yourself if you want to purchase them as well. I got this information from the Meat Trapper. He has a YouTube channel, an excellent YouTube channel about trapping and procuring meat for your family, healthy organic meat from the wild. And you know, he never fails with giving the information, the good sound information that you can get to do the right thing by your family. These are dog-proof traps, and these traps you stake into the ground, and in case you have dogs or cats in the neighborhood, you know, these are on the safe side as far as if you do catch one of them in here, because they have to put their hand in here. You can release them and they'll be uninjured. But these are excellent at catching raccoons and possums, I'm told. And the way you prepare them is, they don't come rusty like this. They come all greased up, and what you have to do is put them in a solution to take all of the grease off of them. And the reason you do that is because if you're placing them to trap the animals, they smell the grease and your trap won't be effective. So what you do is you mix half solution of vinegar and water into a bucket or a holding container, and I use the 5-gallon bucket here. And I have some more traps in here just so you can see what's coming out in the vinegar and water solution. If you can see that stuff on top, that's all of the grease and everything that's been removed from the traps that are inside of the bucket. So I just wanted to show you what that looks like. Once they're in this condition, you take them out of the bucket, clean them off, you let them sit out in the sun for a few days, and then they start looking like that, rusted up and everything. So the next step is to get equal parts acetone and this Rust-Oleum primer. You mix it in a bucket that contains your traps. You may need a bigger bucket depending on the size of your traps, but for the traps I'm using, this is more than adequate. So I got some electrical conduit and I mixed it all up in this bucket. I dipped the traps inside of this bucket and I'm hanging them on the fence to dry. And that's what you see there. Okay? So like I said, I would be remiss in not sharing this information with you guys, because we are in some very uncertain times. And if you're serious about procuring meat for your family, then this is the right information as far as what you need to do, the equipment that you need in order to do that. The Meat Trapper did a video recently about the bushcraft community and how they're misleading people, thinking that if you go into the woods with picture wire and paracord, you'll be able to procure food. And he says under perfect conditions you may be able to procure food, but in actuality what you really need are these traps and also snares that are built out of aircraft wire. Okay, not picture frames and not anything that's gonna disappoint you, but the real deal, things that are meant to actually catch the animals. All right, so the Meat Trapper, he did his video. He also recommended to subscribe to this channel. This guy's name is Clint Locklear, and he has this channel. The name of it is called Woofer Nation, and he has some excellent information as well on there. These guys get results, and those are the type of people that I listen to and I take advice from, and I adhere to their advice. And I just thought I'd share that with you guys so that you could be prepared for your family. My family and I, we're going out in the woods over the weekend. We're going to try this system out, and if we don't catch anything, guess what we're going to do? We're just going to keep trying until we do. The Meat Trapper, he suggested getting bigger pans. The pans are these little parts here on the trap, so you can get a better success rate at catching the target animal, and we've done that. So we just haven't changed them yet, but we're going to do that on a few and see if we get better results. And if we do, we're going to change the pans on each and every last one of them to better our chances at procuring meat like raccoon and possums and that type of thing. Something that was very eye-opening for me was the fact that Clint Locklear, he said in one of his videos that it would take either 20 or 30 squirrels to that you would have to consume in a situation where you had to feed someone. And I just thought that was completely ridiculous, trying to catch squirrels all day, especially if you belong to a big group like myself. How in the world are you going to collect go out there and trap 20 to 30 squirrels? No, we're going to go for the bigger animals, such as the raccoons, the possums, that type of thing. And that way we can better feed our families in case we need to. Okay, we're going to be relying heavily on the garden this year. And in an emergency type of situation, we also have sprouting seeds where we can grow food on the inside of the house. But while we can have a garden, we're going to do what we could do to make that successful. And we're also going to get lots of practice in going out there and actually trying to catch these animals and fleshing them, and also doing what we need to do with the pelts. We're not going to just go out there and not use every part of the animal that we could. Okay, so I just wanted to share that. Sorry guys, we were cut off there. But anyway, in conclusion, these are the traps that we have. We have more of these dog proofs in this bucket, as well as some 110s, some 110 body grip traps, and a couple of other traps in there. And I do have a question in case you guys are into trapping. I wanted to know, I was watching this video and this guy mentioned that for his dog proof traps, he spray paint them a bright color which will attract the raccoons to it, as opposed to some trappers, they use paint to camouflage their traps. So he's had a very high success rate with that. And if you guys could give me some advice on that, I'd appreciate it. And Meat Trapper, if you have any advice on that, you know, if you could leave that to the bottom as well, I'd appreciate it. In case you get a chance to watch this video. And you know, like I said, we're just preparing. We have snares to trap the target animals we're going to be looking to procure. And those snares are not picture wire frames. I mean, picture wires. They're actual snares that's built to do the job. And this is another look of my traps here. Again, these are number 11 Sleepy Creek traps. Okay, and we're going to also get a couple other traps here, but I wanted to show you how I secured it to the fence, guys. This is a wire clothes hanger. So what I did was I attached it at the bottom here and tied it up here. And this guy, he did a video and he showed this technique, and I thought it was very effective. If I could find his channel, I will also post it in the show more section so you guys could see that as well. But it's very simple. You just take a clothes wire and you tie it up on the fence and you hang it up. All right, so let me give you another look at the number 11 Sleepy Creek trap here. Okay, another look of the dog proof traps here. Now, I've seen raccoons and possums in the area that I live, but I'm not gonna trap any of them in the area I live. We're gonna go out in the woods, you know, get the experience and everything from there. And I'm not going on private land. I'm going on public land, you know, so we don't get in trouble with that. And when I tell you, my family members are excited about going out there and trying this, especially the teenage boys. I tell you, they are so excited. And so we're going to go out there. My job right now is just preparing the traps, and I'm going to go out there with them. And you know, they're going to do most of the work, and I'm going to put my input into it, you know, things that I've learned from the Meat Trapper and other reputable trappers in the YouTube community. And we'll see what we can come up with. All right, so just wanted to share that very important information with you guys. And I wish you all the best. And you know, if you could plant your garden this year, as you know, an extensive one, as much as you could, and also make plans to get livestock if you could, or if not, what's better is learning how to trap these animals in the wild, where you don't have to feed them, you know, you don't have to take care of them. You just go out there and trap them and you bring them home. All right, guys, you know how it goes. If you want to be like me, I'm a survivor and thriver, out.